The Scott Van Pelt Show.
The Stanley Cup Finals took a gigantic turn last night. There was one giant hit, and as a result, it's easy to say that that's what changed the game, but that would be incorrect because Horton of Boston got knocked
about 5 minutes in.
Frightening hit, and after they got him sorted out on the ice, thankfully, we find out today that the hit will cost the hit will cost Horn the rest of the series.
Yeah, 4 games.
He's done. So it's eye for an eye in a sense.
Right.
But what happened after that is that Roberto Luongo, who'd been phenomenal in this series, the first 2 games, got beaten sideways, gave up 8 goals, and the building was just electric. And that's a great building for either a Celtic or a Bruin playoff game. I say that having never seen a Bruin playoff game, but I know what I'm told. One of our researchers, Vinny, was up there. He said, I've never seen anything like it. Well, it became a bloodbath and a feeding frenzy. It's easy to trace it back to the hit, but I think this has been brewing all the way through with the finger being bitten, the fact that Burrow's the guy that bit the finger, scored the overtime winner in Game 2.
And they were basically mocking the idea that, hey, I bit your finger and I didn't even get suspended.
The whole way through.
Big player for you.
I think that sometimes you mess around and you poke a sleeping dog, and then the dog gets up and the dog's just ready to kill.
And that's what the Bruins are. They're not the more talented team here. I mean, I don't even think it's close. I think Vancouver's a far more talented team. They're faster. I think they're just more talented, especially offensively. But the Bruins, I believe, have the more consistent goalie, even though in Boston, for some reason, they don't seem to like Tim Thomas. This has been going on for years there. They don't feel like he can really carry them because of his style, and he flops and gives up rebounds.
How about 1-0 Game 7 over Tampa Bay to get you the Stanley Cup Finals?
Or 40 saves last night. Because that's the other thing, too, is there were a couple chances there where Vancouver could have gotten that first goal, and Thomas was terrific. And their power play is brutal. I said on Twitter that the Bruins' power play was less effective than Chocolate Axe body spray, which
doesn't work?
Well, I'm just saying it's less effective.
Ah, I see.
But, this is who this Bruins team is. They're a bunch of grinders. They're tough guys out there, and I think they feel like they are close in this series, despite,
they should.
Again, me not feeling as if they're as talented as Vancouver.
My sense is that people out there that are listening are like, listen, Van Pelt, Russillo, do us all a favor. Stop talking about hockey, and let's hear you talk about hockey in a different way with accompaniment from the dropkicks. Which,
by the way, couldn't be better, because every time we do this, there's always suits walking by whenever this happens. So.
Oh, good. So they'll enjoy this. I can't believe I'm about to do this, kid.
Get after it, kid.
I'm quoting LeBron. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
Keep going.
8, kid. Can you count to 8? I don't know how the metric system works in Canada, but they busted open an 8-pack.
Dude, Krejcik, Lukic, freaking shorthand Marchand, Sean Thornton. That guy's such a freaking bad. He was the original Wolverine. Hugh Jackman? Yeah, that's a real name. Speaking of summer blockbusters.
What do you got for me, kid?
Jimmy Thomas. 2 hours of deflecting. I may watch it sober.
His beefy thighs were keeping the puck out. Meanwhile, Luongo, who looks a little bit vaguely like the type of dude who would sip on lattes by a cafe in the afternoon by the Seine River, wherever the that is. You got beef for 8 goals, kid. It's on. It is on.
Dude, more fingers flying than Sid Vicious at a cocktail party. How about that? And speaking of Max Lapierre, thank your parents for naming you after a sketchy nightclub in Quebec. Cosmo, anyone?
Biting fingers. I got a finger for you. All right. Great that they...
Is that how they say it in Vancouver?
Nice. Tim Kirkton drop added to the pulse of the nation. I have a feeling we'll get back to that at some point later on. From that to this, hard left turn. Hard left turn, Phil. Flip the record over again. You're just DJing all over the place.